Hi friends, Steph and Sophie here. I ask that you join us in a class called Emotion. This is a practice that I have been personally trying myself every time I get on the mat, and what I'm getting out of yoga is that it helps us get out of our heads and into our bodies, because the majority of us have no body awareness. We hate our bodies, but we're not doing anything for them. So, hi Mindy. So join me on your mat. Like Adrian would say, slip into something comfortable. I've got some new Joe Fresh duds on today. Thought I would treat myself. But as I said, guys, the purpose of this practice today is to feel our emotions, listen to what our body is trying to tell us, and get out of our minds. Get that chi or energy moving through our bodies, and that's going to be done in the yin long holds. So by staying in postures anywhere between 1 to 3 minutes is what we're going to do. It targets the fascia. And gets down a little deep. So let's get started. Meet me on your back in Shavasana. Now this is usually how we finish a practice, but it's also how we can begin. Giving yourself a moment to arrive. Feeling your body heavy on your mat. Feeling a mindfulness for each body part that is making contact with the ground or your mat. And bring your attention to your breath, your natural breath. The inhalation as we pick up and carry oxygen is receiving. We are receiving. And the exhalation as we are exchanging and blowing out our CO2, we are giving. And this is the natural life cycle of receiving and giving. Some of us need to work harder to find a balance in this cycle, and that's okay. That's why we do yoga, to go inward and to then apply those practices to our everyday life. Take a few more breaths here, allowing your day and the rest of your world to drift away for the duration of this practice. Unlike typical yin classes, I encourage you to use gentle movements throughout, whether that be moving your hands or rotating your ankles or your feet. Movement is okay on the mat. Fidgeting is not. There's a difference. Movement is not fidgeting, and fidgeting is not movement. Now join me as you engage your belly. I'm going to do a very gentle bridge. Tuck your tailbone under. And this is about as high up as we're coming. It truly is to just bring your awareness to your core. And being gentle with yourself. We're often gentle with everyone else aside from ourselves. So throughout this practice, I'm going to ask you some questions, whether you want to ponder them to yourself quietly on the mat, or you want to journal about them. It's just to get you thinking. I'm just doing a little windshield washer here, windshield wiper rather. Question 1. When has being gentle, whether that's with yourself or with someone else, when has being gentle paid off? Question 2. When has being gentle potentially backfired? Again, that's the balance between gentle and hard love. Roll over gently onto your bellies. You can make a pillow with your hands and rest your hands down, rest your forehead down on your hands. This is called crocodile pose. Also known as downward facing shavasana. So I encourage you to take some gentle movement here, rocking your bum side to side, exploring the side body. Returning to the exchange of breath. Now, gentle rock of your noggin. And feel the activation on your forehead, your third eye, your pineal gland, your parasympathetic nervous system. We are calming it all down. Deep breathing. And gently push up into a Sphinx position. We've got elbows on the mat, gaze is lowered forward as you gently roll your neck. Oftentimes, especially as women and mothers, we work so hard to be kind to everybody else, and we are the last in line. Expand your rib cage as you inhale and let it go. Maybe you let your head hang, or you continue with your neck rolls, whatever feels best. And perhaps it feels like you're not doing anything because it's so slow pace. But that's the point, my darling. Very gently push yourself back into child's pose. Knees or whatever distance feels best. Hands are back, and just take a moment to nurture yourself, to thank yourself for showing up today on your mat. To thank yourself for doing something only for you. And whenever we change positions, always return to your breathing. Relax your shoulders. And just melt. Feel a counter stretch in your lower back. Awesome. Now meet me up in all fours. And just give yourself some more gentle movement, whatever your little body desires, whatever you feel you need, just explore. We don't even do this often enough because perhaps it feels silly or you're afraid someone's going to look at you. But ego is not your amigo. And if your back is sore, then give it a little stretch. God. There's no right or wrong way. This is just guidance. Perhaps you do a couple cat and cows. Inhale, drop your belly. Your shoulders down out of your ears and push down into the mat. Some passive stretching. And exhale like a Halloween cat. Yes. So much yes. So we're going to go into a very slow and gentle yin dog, downward facing dog. It's not typically done in yin practices, but this doesn't need to be energetic. We are inward. We are feeling our bodies and feeling our feelings. And just doing the work, yo. Doing the work. What do you feel? Slowly walk your feet forward. Roll yourself up very slowly, eyes closed, one vertebrae at a time. Arms overhead, connecting your movement with your breath, and come slowly back down. In your forward fold this time, I encourage you to grab each elbow and just give yourself a little sway side to side. Lift out of your hips, feel your lower back, feel your shoulders, and let your head hang, because this puppy is like 10 pounds. So this is a beautiful decompression for your neck and your spine. We're going to do 2 more rounds. So slowly inhale, one vertebrae at a time. Eyes are still closed. We are only inwards. Inhale, raise your arms above your head and slowly dive forward. Grab your elbows, sink into your hips, explore and feel inhale, last time as we roll vertebrae by vertebrae. We are fluid, opening our chest so as we raise our arms to the sky, and final forward fold. Good. Now meet me in all fours. We've got some more questions coming. How are you feeling? That wasn't a question. All right. We're going to lift up our right leg, flexing your foot, and you're going to cross it over your left. So I think you can see that. Feel it in your left hip. But we are strong and steady. Now we're going to take that right leg and bring it forward into pigeon pose. So, option to use a block or a prop should you need. We are in pigeon pose. No, we're not in pigeon pose. We are in lizard pose. So it's like a low lunge. Our front right foot is planted into the earth. And I encourage you to even open up your knee if you can. And that is a beautiful hip opener. You can feel it down here in your left hip. My kryptonite is this left hip. And then if you have your right knee out, you're also opening up your right hip. So our hips are opened just like our minds and just like our hearts in this practice. Good. Back to all fours. This time we're going to raise our left foot up and cross it over. Oh, I love this one. You should feel it all the way up your side body. Again, you can do some gentle movements, or you can stay entirely still. Moving into lizard pose on the left side. Again, opening up those hips. Option to splay your left knee out a little bit if you want to get a little extra stretch. Again, exploring and moving very gently and very slowly, but not fidgeting. Be mindful of that. So this is question number, I don't know what question number we're on, 3 perhaps. What do you want? Isn't that the $1 million question? Back to all fours. Puppy pose. What do you want? That could be something big, it could be something small, but how does it feel in your mind when you act as if you already have it? Let's manifestation, let's make it happen. So how does that feel? Awesome. Now we are going to pigeon pose. So right foot forward. We're going to lift our chests in the beginning, a little chest opener. Shine your heart forward. Feel that burn in your right hip again. If you've got like a Twigger glute system like I do, this is what we need. Now come on down, my friends. Rest. We carry so many emotions and tensions and problems in our hips. We also store the majority of our blood supply in our hips. So just know if anything comes up for you today while you're doing these poses, or you feel a little more emotional or more tired, that is okay and it's completely normal. Switching gently to the other side. However you want to get into that posture, we are doing pigeon on the other side. This side may feel or look differently than the right side, and that is okay. Again, if you're like me, you may have an injury. And just listen to what your body is telling you. If you need to back off, back off. What is holding you back? What would you say is holding you back? What is the primary reason that you don't currently have what you want? Breathing deeply, surrender into the pose, surrender into your feelings. Meet me in all fours. Going to tuck all 10 toes. I have to tuck my little toes because they're a little bit behind. And again, we're going to do a chest opener with a little bit of a back bend. Connecting to your breath again. Big inhale as you push your shoulders, broaden them back, down under your ears. Do what feels right with your hands. What is one thing that you know for sure? Now for some, this may be really intense on the feet, so you can come back down, but keep your chest broad. What do you know for sure? Perhaps you know that you have love and support in your life. Perhaps you know you are dealing with a chronic illness. Whatever that may look like, what do you know for sure? Cross your ankles behind you. You're going to put your right foot out. And you're going to raise your left arm up overhead. And together we'll inhale and reach as we reach over our right leg. Feeling that wonderful side stretch all the way through the left side body. You can move, rotate, gyrate. Don't gyrate. That breaks the yin rules. Breathing deeply. Option if you can come down over your leg, perhaps grab a block or a prop or a pillow. You can move your ankle, move your arm, your shoulder. We are exploring, again, there's no right or wrong way. I'm just kind of guiding you into these postures, and then it's fair game. Good. Other side, you're going to extend your right leg out in front of you. Inhale, raising your right hand overhead. And on this side for me, this is already a stretch. Again, if your mobility or your flexibility is down, or you do have an injury, just listen to that listen to what your body is trying to tell you. You can bend down over the left leg. You can reach yourself forward. Whatever it is you're doing, just make sure you're breathing. How are you storing your emotions? Are you allowing yourself to feel them? Are you helping everybody else through theirs? All right. Hi, Sophie. We're going to slowly make our way down onto our backs for our final pose before Shavasana. And this one is called Happy Baby. So you can grab your big toes if this is possible for you. Option to grab the inside or outside of your feet, whatever feels best. You can grab onto your shins. Maybe you have a strap or a belt. And if this really isn't feeling good for you, you have an option to go into an early Shavasana, or you can also put your legs up a wall. So Happy Baby. Breathing deeply. Perhaps see if you can fill the gap in your lower back. Tucking your tailbone, engaging your core. You can also give yourself a gentle rock side to side. I love this one. A little self-massage. And just surrender. Allow yourself to fill with gratitude for yourself and your practice, for taking the time for you, which will then relay to those that you love. Good. Final resting pose, Shavasana. The same place that we started. Breathe deeply. And just notice, how do you feel? What are you feeling? And how does it feel compared to when you started? Take a few moments to yourself here in final Shavasana, corpse pose. Before you rush back into your busy, wild life. And when you're ready, meet me back up into easy seat. Hands at heart center. I look forward to doing many, many more practices with you. And if there's anything in particular that you guys would like to see, just holler at your girl. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.